evening, Marist College. I'm Nicole Alaka.
And I'm Caitlin Gettler, and you're watching MCTV News. Let's get right into our top story. President Barack Obama announced that virtually all U.S. troops will be coming home from Iraq by the end of the year. Obama said after nearly 9 years, America's war in Iraq will be over. The coming months will be a season of homecomings. Our troops in Iraq will definitely be home for the holidays. Of the 39,000 troops in Iraq, about 150 will remain to assist in arms sales, and the rest will be out of Iraq. The president says he is making good on his campaign promise to end the war that has divided the country and claimed more than 4,400 American lives. Besides the loss of lives, monetary costs have been great. The Department of Defense spent nearly $757 billion for military operations in Iraq over the past decade, which is $50 billion higher than the estimated release by the Pentagon. While Democrats largely applauded Friday's announcement, some Republicans disagreed with the president, although Senator John McCain has said that this decision will be viewed as a strategic victory for our enemies in the Middle East, especially the Iranian regime, which has worked relentlessly to ensure a full withdrawal of U.S. troops from Iraq. The current status of force agreement had called for U.S. troops to leave by the end of 2011.
In international news, former Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi was killed on October 20th. His convoy was run out of his hometown of Sirte, east of Tripoli, by NATO forces. Gaddafi was then captured, and Sirte was overtaken by troops. Gaddafi was shot not only by the NATO troops, but the rebels and some of his own men. It is reported that on October 19th, Gaddafi was organizing an insurgency among the pro-Gaddafi tribes in the region. Gaddafi was found by NATO, who intercepted a call from him made as he was attempting to flee Sirte. The NATO bombing of the convoy stopped most of it and also killed many loyalist fighters. Libya is said to be holding elections for the next prime minister within the next 8 months.
Speaking of the military, here with us today is Caitlin Graziano to talk with two of Marist's ROTC students, Jessica Kent and William Ryan.
Thanks, Caitlin. I'm here with ROTC cadets Jessica Kent and William Ryan. Can you guys tell me about your ROTC experience at Marist College?
You can go first.
So we PT 3 days a week. We have leadership lab, which is about 3 hours. We go to Carnworth Farms, do tactical training there, or we stay behind at St. Anne's and do military briefings, things like that. And then depending on your
MS year. Which is your academic year.
Like if you're a freshman, in class is 1 hour a week. If you're a sophomore, it's 2 hours. And for Jess and I, it's 3 hours a week.
And PT is physical training, right?
That's right.
Can you tell me about your field experience?
Our field training exercises are conducted for about 3 hours on Thursdays this year, and we essentially do mostly tactical labs, and basically what it comes down to is we get to practice battle drills that we need to know by playing paintball.
That's awesome. So why did you decide to join the ROTC?
I decided to join ROTC because when I was 11, I got sent to military school, and then throughout my high school career, I really enjoyed the military program at my high school. So then I got to college, I decided to pursue a career in the military. So now I'm in ROTC here, and I'm also a drilling National Guardsman.
Fantastic. Do you guys know what you want to do after college with the ROTC?
I want to branch JAG, which is Judge Advocate General, which is the lawyer's branch.
Okay.
I want to branch military police.
Nice, nice. And can you tell me a little bit about your experiences outside with the ROTC? What kind of trips do you guys go on?
Oh, okay. So last year we had the fortune to go to Hawaii for spring break. We did some training out there with the University of Hawaii. We're actually the only ROTC program in the country outside of Hawaii that does field training exercises in Hawaii, so it was pretty cool. We got to do some tactical training in a dormant volcano, and we obviously got to go to the beach and do all the fun stuff, but we did some Marist recruiting out there too. We're actually going back to Hawaii the first week in January, and then we're going to Europe for spring break this year. We're going to tour Europe, flying to Paris, Belgium, Germany.
Luxembourg as
Luxembourg,
well.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So what are your hopes for the future of the ROTC program at Marist?
We hope to have our own program soon. We're a satellite program of Fordham ROTC. So we're hoping that we increase our numbers by recruiting events such as Operation 24, where prospective high school students have a chance to come on and shadow a cadet for 24 hours. They come to leadership lab, and then come to PT in the morning. Get to spend a day with a cadet. So we're trying to increase our numbers as much as possible so we can have our program.
And what would you tell to a student looking to join the ROTC? What advice do you have for them?
Advice to definitely apply yourself as much as possible during classes and learn as much as you can so that when you go to LDAC, which is our month-long evaluation, the end of your junior year, you do the best you possibly can. But for a prospective high school student, I would inform them that all of our students who have been in the program since last September are on full scholarship. I joined in January and I'm already on full scholarship. So we do everything we can to make sure that you get all the benefits that ROTC provides.
Nice. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, pretty much covers it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for meeting with us today. Back to you guys.
Thanks. Now let's get a look at the Marist Institute for Public Opinion and its role during the upcoming presidential elections. Here is Caitlin Gettler with the story.
The Marist Institute for Public Opinion has a new home and a new partnership. The Marist poll has moved from its original location in Fontaine Hall to the Hancock Center, which has allowed them to partner with NBC News for the Republican primary election. The Marist poll's new location has come with many technological upgrades. There are an increased number of polling stations, which allows for more data to be collected. In addition, the Marist poll also now has an 85-inch touchscreen to visually represent their data, and the ability to share this data live with media outlets in New York City. MCTV met with Media Director Mary Izzoli to talk about these changes.
Marist poll is a student, not run, but it is a student survey study. That means that our interviewers are students here at Marist College, and really we couldn't do without them. Students, as I mentioned, are our interviewers. They are the crux of what we do here. So they always get a front row seat to the political dialogue. Now we are bringing more of the public into get that bird's eye view of what it is that we do here. Marist College as a whole, I think this partnership with NBC News is a fantastic opportunity. As a fantastic educational institution, Marist College, of course, has academics as the center of its goals, and Marist Poll shares that goal. So it really allows us to, the Marist Poll as part of the college, to enhance its educational goals and bring more people into the fold.
The success of the Marist poll relies heavily on its student workers. Students usually start working at the Institute as interviewers and work their way up to become supervisors and office workers. MCTV talked with polling assistant Joe Quadrino about his experience with the Marist poll.
Well, the Hancock Center here is great. I mean, for one part, you can see on the screens that we have dual monitors now, so as a supervisor, it makes it a lot easier to see what the interviewers are doing during the interviews. In Fontaine Hall, our center there, last year, and years past, we didn't have that capacity, and it was much more difficult to get a visual supervising job done. So now that we can see them doing it, and we also have new headsets and stuff in here, that makes it a lot easier to just do our jobs as supervisors. It's a great place to work, it's a very friendly environment, and you learn a lot while doing it, which is an important part of doing a college poll. Well, I've had a great time here. I mean, I'll be working here throughout my college experience, and I hope that other people will join as well.
Students who are interested in working for the Marist poll should contact the office or stop by its new location on the 3rd floor of the Hancock Center. For MCTV News, I'm Caitlin Gettler. This past Halloween was a combination of thrilling and chilling. Temperature changes shocked everyone down the East Coast over Halloween weekend as an unexpected snowstorm claimed the power and electricity of many homes. Connecticut and Massachusetts were hit hardest, with areas receiving 27 inches of snow. Here in New York, Governor Cuomo declared a state of emergency in 13 counties, including Dutchess County. An estimated 1,000 trees were lost in Central Park, which just recently recovered from this past August's hurricane. A total of more than 2 million people were without power, and a total of 9 deaths were reported due to the electrocution and carbon monoxide poisoning, among other awful causes.
This semester marked the official opening of the pedestrian walkway under Route 9. Here is Tim Croto and Allie Reed with the story.
October 19th marked the official opening of the Route 9 underpass. This event was celebrated by Dennis Murray, students, members of the construction team, and members of the New York State Transit Authority. The event featured numerous speeches by both the school president and the student class president, as well as speeches from other contributors on the project.
I'd have to say that this is, without question, the most remarkable project that I've ever seen.
This north-south artery is perhaps the busiest in Dutchess County, and this is truly a win-win.
This project has successfully connected the east and west sides of campus, strengthening the strong sense of community that we have here at Marist, further reinforcing one of the main ideals on which the college was founded. Students really enjoy the underpass and the convenience it brings to those living on the east side of campus.
All right, I'm here with Henry Zhang today. He's a student at Marist College. Henry, how has the underpass affected your daily commute to classes?
Well, it's really nice and convenient because without it, you have to usually go through the street, and that takes a lot more time than you normally would if you have a tunnel. And it's really nice, it's nice covered from rain on a day like today. So it's really convenient for us.
April, how do you feel about the underpass? Has it affected you at all in your daily, commute to classes?
Personally, since I'm an ARD, I live in Champaign as a senior, but all my friends live on this side, other side of campus, so it actually makes it easier to go visit them because I don't have to worry about stopping on the street and waiting for the light. So actually it makes it easier to go visit my friends on this side of campus.
The event ended with students and faculty staying dry while mingling and enjoying the complimentary breakfast that was provided.
In other international news, cities around the world, including Rome, Berlin, London, Tokyo, Sydney, and New York, took part in a planned day of protests against the financial system. The protests ranged from generally peaceful demonstrations to dangerous riots, some even involving fires and violent clashes with the police. Groups gathered in front of capitalist symbols, such as the European Central Bank in Frankfurt, to protest political corruption, stress the opposition of nuclear power, and fight for the privatization of water. In New York, protesters took part in the Occupy Wall Street movement. "We are the 99% was one of the most popular phrases used during the protests. To reflect the division between the rich and the poor, an Occupy Poughkeepsie movement has started involving the area surrounding Marist College, and it is the only Occupy movement between Albany and New York City."
Now let's hear about the fight against breast cancer. Allie Reed and I got the inside scoop on a senior capstone project called Pink Out. 3 Marist students have decided to address the issue of breast cancer for their senior capping project. They are holding a Pink Out fundraiser to raise awareness and raise money for the cause. All proceeds will go to benefit the American Cancer Society. During this fundraiser, students were able to buy cupcakes, make lanterns in honor of loved ones, purchase bracelets, and get pink hair extensions, all for a reasonable fee. A slideshow also played in the background with pictures, interviews, and statistics such as about 12% of women in the U.S. will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of their lifetimes, and in 2010 there were more than 2.5 million breast cancer survivors in the United States.
With prevention and early detection, it's really easily cured. So the more awareness about it, the more people we can save from breast cancer.
My grandma was diagnosed when I was a young girl, and she actually passed away when I was 10. And before that, I recently just found out that my great-grandmother also died from breast cancer. And 3 years ago, my mom was actually diagnosed with breast cancer. She is a survivor, so I'm incredibly proud of her. And then my aunt, my mom's sister, also was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Well, I wanted to make my own lantern because that's really cool, and I like the fact that they're setting them up into the air. Like, I'm so excited to see my teacher's name up there.
Unfortunately, because of the rain, Monday night we're going to have the floating lantern ceremony down by the river at 9:30, and we're going to have one of my friends, Alex, is going to sing a Martina McBride song about breast cancer. We're going to have speakers, and we'll have the liftoff ceremony.
Due to inclement weather and unfortunate circumstances, the lantern ceremony by the river that the group had planned was canceled. However, they still saw remarkable results. Over 200 students attended the Pink Out event, and almost $1,000 was raised and donated in the name of Marist College. This is Nicole Alaka reporting for MCTV News.
The Marist football team has been trying to rally after falling behind the record early in the season. After coming off a strong season opener win against Sacred Heart, the Red Foxes lost their next 4 games with the opponent scoring over 20 points in each contest.
Since then, Marist has won 2 of the last 4 games with only 2 games left in the season. Marist is hoping to dominate to bring their record to 500 in the Pioneer Football League. Marist is currently 3-6 in season play and 2-4 in PFL play. Their next game is this Saturday against Valparaiso at Tenney Stadium. Come support Marist football for their senior day and last home game this season before they head off to San Diego. Let's hope the weather doesn't call for snow like this past Saturday. This was the first time it had snowed at a Marist football game since 1997. It's MAC tournament time for men's and women's soccer. The men's soccer team is now 8-6-4 in season play after defeating Loyola this past Sunday. The Red Foxes will begin their MAC quest this Friday, November 4th, when they face off against 4th-seeded Niagara at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Live shots of the game will be broadcast on ESPN3. Marist women's soccer, on the other hand, clinched the MAC regular season title last week with a 2-2 tie versus Canisius. The girls will head to Baltimore, Maryland this Friday to begin their MAC tournament play against 4th-seeded Fairfield. Great job, girls. In Major League Baseball news, the St. Louis Cardinals flew to victory to become your new 2011 World Series champions. They won an exciting 7-game series after coming within elimination twice in Game 6. After the championship parade, bigger news struck when manager Tony La Russa decided to finally say goodbye to baseball and retire after 33 seasons. He became the first manager to retire immediately after leading his team to a series title, the third of his career. Detroit Tigers manager Jim Leyland said, "I think you can make a case for him as the best of all time." Absolutely. That does it for MCTV News Sports Report tonight. I'm Rachel Blair. Back to you, Nicole.
Thanks, Rachel. Now let's uncover the mystery man behind the sarcastic security briefs. Here is James Lyles to speak with Chris Rea.
Thanks, Nicole. My name is James, and I'm here with Chris Rea from The Circle, which is Marist College's newspaper. Would you like to tell us a little bit about what you do for the school newspaper?
I read the weekly column called The Security Briefs, where I basically just take what people have drunkenly done around campus and make fun of them at their expense.
This sounds like a pretty fun topic. What is your most memorable drunken story of Marist College students?
Most memorable drunken story? That'd be probably freshman year when I did my first article. Somebody got drunk and went out in the middle of the night and stole all of the Adirondack chairs from the campus green and brought them back into his dorm. And I think that was my favorite because it was the first week of school, and I hear like my friends say, "Oh, my roommate's a little bit crazy, like he drinks a little too much, he like, I don't know." But then imagine calling your friend from home and being like, "I woke up, my roommate got all these Adirondack chairs, fell asleep, wearing all black," and it's like, are you kidding? It's too much.
That is a little too much for me. Now, I recently read in probably this week's issue about the Halloween. You have a little problem with Halloween, but now you're starting to like it. What is your big Halloween problem?
I had a change of heart, but off subject, I don't even know where to look. Am I looking at you? Are we having an intimate discussion? Are we staring at the camera? Should we be staring straight into the audience of who's watching us?
Because we've been looking at each other. I think we're getting intimate right now.
Okay, let's look at each other. Halloween. I've always had an issue with Halloween because I don't like dressing up. Because I think it puts too much pressure on people to be too creative, too pop culturally relevant.
I agree.
So it's just, I've never been a part of it because I just like to wear what I'm wearing right now and go out to like quiet bars.
Okay.
But this year I gave it a chance. So I dressed up as Cat in the Hat, which is neither creative, original, nor pop culturally relevant, but that's okay. Still had fun. But I liked it this year because I see things that you don't see on typical weekends. So I saw somebody dressed up as God smoking a cigarette, which is funny because God probably doesn't smoke cigarettes.
Wasn't it a girl as well?
Yes, it was. And I saw, Thing 2 making out with Steve Bartman, the guy who destroyed the Cubs World Series hopes.
That's
So you see
fun.
things that you don't usually see, and I think that's good for Halloween.
That is pretty good for Halloween. I love Halloween. I was a Spanish man this year for Halloween. So I like that. Now, would you like to tell me a little bit about the recent story of a golf cart getting stolen off of campus using the mail keys? Kids, do not try it. Kids, your mail keys do not work in the golf carts. Just this one time it happened to work. So
I wasn't aware that mail keys could be used to do this. I learned this 5 minutes ago. And about that story, if I knew more, I would share. But that golf cart was stolen and nobody knows where it is. So it's a mystery.
Now, would you like to tell us a little bit about what you do? Do you have to meet with security at a regular time every day, weekly basis?
No, I meet with John Gilderd in security once a week, and he takes out his big binder of the things that we've done around campus, all of the hijinks and gallivanting around campus. So he tells me basically what happens. He can't use names because that'd be frowned upon. If a parent was to look at the school paper and see their son got wasted and went to the hospital, they'd probably write a letter and be like, that's a little bit slanderous. So I can't have names, so they just tell me, student in Champaign does this, student in Gartland does this, student in Fulton set their house on fire, things like that.
Okay. Now, do you have any advice if you were to give the general Marist population advice of what not to do so you do not wind up in your piece in the newspaper?
What not to do? I don't know if you really want to not end up in my piece, because sometimes when you end up in my piece, you have a story. And it's a funny story that you can tell your friends, and 5 years down the road, you can say, remember that time we did this? And then it's like, haha, laugh, laugh. But what you don't want to do is get dangerous. You don't want to end up in the hospital, because that's not funny, that's scary. Like if you end up in my security briefs for stealing lawn chairs, or having a little joyride on a golf cart, which don't do, because that's apparently Grand Theft Auto, which I didn't know.
Mail keys do not work, do not work.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. But I think usually it's just a funny thing that your friends can look back on and say, we were a little crazy that night, let's laugh. So my only advice is have fun, but stay safe. And don't end up in the hospital, because then just everyone's going to worry about you.
So Chris, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you. This was a new experience for me.
Very interesting topic. So I would definitely check out The Circle. His security briefs are very, very funny. I actually read a bunch of them tonight, so check that out. Back to you guys.
Hey, Caitlin, do you know what time it is?
I think it's about 3:03. Here's James Lyles with the scoop on Marist's fall concert.
How are you doing there? We're 303. My name's Nat.
My name's Sean.
We're here at Marist College.
And today we're interviewing James.
So grab on to your seat.
Hi, this is James with MCTV, and we recently interviewed 303.
Yo, what up, everybody? This is 303, and right now you're tuning in to my man DJ J Sizzle right here.
WMAR.
How do you guys feel about performing at Marist College?
We feel very happy to perform here, and we're not just saying that because
we're actually live. No, we're stoked. We, you know, like you said, we were at K-Fest like a couple years ago, and we've I don't know, we played in New York a lot, whether that's in the city or up kind of upstate, Rochester, Buffalo and stuff. And we've actually done a lot of college shows. They've been fun. So,
yeah, pretty awesome. And look at this sweet stage. How could you really say no to that?
Amazing. We're gonna play some basketball.
Did you guys get to see the Marist campus at all? Because they just redid a lot of stuff. Did they take you out at all?
It was unfortunately raining really badly today, so we didn't get to really walk around the campus. But I actually did a little research before I came here and looked online, and it looks beautiful. And I would, if I went here, I'd be on the rowing team.
What is your favorite song by yourselves, and what is your favorite song to perform? What's the most fun?
My favorite song is Too Hot for Teacher.
Mine's Rock You Like a Hurricane.
So we wrote those a long time ago.
Our favorite song are let me see.
My favorite song to do live, my first guess is a really fun one, but I think Love 2012 is one of the funnest ones to play because we get to go a little crazy. So.
Yeah, it's kind of a post-apocalyptic song we like to do live. So, yeah.
And it's almost 2012 soon, so not a whole lot of time, you know, to stock up on water and stuff like that.
Now for all the single ladies tonight, are Nat and Sean single?
But for all the single ladies, put your hands up.
Better put a, come on.
If you like it, then you better get checked.
We're not single. We're taken. But for the right price.
Can't say now.
The price is
we are
right.
very expensive escorts.
Hey. Hi,
how you doing?
How are you?
Hi. I'm Sean.
Nice to meet you. Kelsey.
We're asking some
Marist. We're asking what's the leading profession in Marist?
What's your name?
Fashion is pretty high.
We have a great fashion firm, of course, but we have a huge communications department, being so close to New York City, as these lovely people are showing to you, and education is really big too.
Awesome. Where did you guys go to college?
We went to the University of Colorado.
In Boulder, that's where we grew up, and we went to school there. That's where we met in a physics class, and
we met on Match.com.
We
met in person.
That was we both agreed online to meet at that class, and yeah, he was astrophysicist.
Physicist?
No, I'm astrophysicist. No, he did pre-med, and I did English literature, so that's what it is.
Now that's where your band name came from too? 303 is Boulder,
yeah,
Colorado.
303 is our area code, yeah. What's the area code out here?
845.
845.
845, yeah. Good work.
All right, so let's get started, shall we? Woo!
She won't ever get enough. Once she gets a little
know that I'd make a say.
I didn't go to the concert, did you?
No, I didn't, but I heard it was really
So
great.
did I. I mean, I love their music.
Me
so
too.
I'm sure
I was bummed
really
I had to miss it, but my friends had a really great time.
That's really good. Speaking of entertainment, here's Gossip Girl Brittany Thomasone with What's Hot in Hollywood.
Thanks, Nicole. Now for this week's Celebrity Dish. Well, for starters, I hope everyone had a spooky Halloween weekend. Speaking of Halloween, let's check out which celebrities rocked the best costumes. Kim Kardashian looked Ivy-licious in her Poison Ivy costume. Brooke Shields and her daughters perfectly resembled the Addams family, while Snooki was feeling feisty in her furry cheetah suit. Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon rocked the Incredibles costumes with their adorable baby twins. Ann Curry and Matt Lauer kept it royally classy as Kate Middleton and Prince William. Jennifer Love Hewitt and her beau dressed as the Brangelina family. Although all of these costumes were great, I'd have to say Heidi Klum's costume got the cake. She made her grand arrival on a stretcher at the Tao nightclub in Vegas this past Saturday night. If anyone can transform themselves into a hot dead body, it's Heidi Klum. Jessica Simpson dressed as a mummy, not only in the spirit of Halloween, but in the spirit of expecting. Jessica stated, "It's true, I'm going to be a mummy." Congrats, Jessica and Eric. As for our 2011 Google alerts, our favorite rapping chick, Nicki Minaj, took the lead in the most searched celeb Halloween costume. With all her different personas, there must have been many, many Nickis prancing around. Apparently, Taylor Swift is dealing with quite a shocking scandal. Unfortunately for her, Celeb Jihad posted photos of an alleged topless Taylor Swift with the caption, "Taylor Swift topless, private pics leaked." Swift swears she is not the girl in the photo and is ready to fight back. Her representative said Celeb Jihad's story is based on false pornographic images and false news. Don't worry, Tay, you're still an innocent in my eyes. However, Taylor isn't the only celebrity dealing with a scandalous lawsuit. Justin Bieber has more news this week than just the debut of his new Christmas album, Under the Mistletoe. Apparently, the heartthrob was doing more than just kissing under the mistletoe. 20-year-old Maria Yeater of California claims she slept with Bieber while backstage at one of his concerts. She has stated that Bieber is the father of her 3-month-old baby boy and has called for a paternity test to prove it. Guess Justin might be singing Baby Baby Oh after all. Wonder what Selena's thoughts are. According to my sources, there is big news for the royal family. Kate Middleton and Prince William's firstborn child will be able to obtain the throne regardless of its gender. During our last show, I announced the anticipated dates of Kim Kardashian's 2-night premiere, Fairy Tale Wedding. Well, today I'm afraid to say after 72 days of marriage, Kim and Chris filed for divorce. I guess fame took over their love game. Although that's one multi-million-dollar wedding down the drain, not to worry, because the anticipated marriage of Edward and Bella is soon to be here. For all you Twilight fans out there, brace yourself. The premiere for Breaking Dawn Part 1 will take place in theaters at midnight on November 17th. Well, that's all I have for entertainment tonight, so make sure you tune in next time for Hollywood's juiciest gossip. I'm Brittany Thomasone with your entertainment. Now back to you, girls.
So I'm really excited about the new Twilight movie.
Yeah, me too. Actually, College Activities was sponsoring a trip to take students down there for the midnight premiere.
I'm totally going.
Me too. Our last story of the evening is about a German butcher shop employee who accidentally handed a customer a bag containing more than 2,000 euros in cash rather than the cold cuts the woman ordered. What the woman thought was a €5 package of cold cuts and veal steaks turned out to be euros worth $2,935 After realizing the mistake, the woman brought the money to the police station, which was later given to the butcher shop in return. The 79-year-old woman received a $100 euro reward and a free basket of sausages.
That was really nice of that woman to give the money back.
I know. I don't know if I would have given it back.
I don't know. I mean, I probably would have because I would have felt guilty, but
yeah.
She got
and
a
the free
reward.
sausages were nice.
That's not bad. Well, that's about all the time we have for this evening. Thanks for tuning into MCTV News. I'm Nicole Alaka.
And I'm Caitlin Gettler. Stay Foxy, Marist College.